In this video, I'm going to show you how you can turn one of your Google Form assessments into a self-grading quiz. So I'm going to use my Sun, Earth, and Moon assessment as an example, and I've already created this assessment. It has some vocabulary, there are some fill in the blanks, and some multiple choice questions as well. So I've already gone ahead and completed the actual assessment, and now I want to make it so that it is a self-grading quiz. So I'm going to go up here to the setting, which is the little gear here, and I'm going to come over here and click on quizzes, and I'm going to make sure that this is slid over so that it appears as a color and it says make this a quiz. Now you have a couple options of what you want students to see and how you want this to work. So you can choose to have the assessment graded immediately and students can see their score right away, or you can choose to later have a manual review, and this works best if you have some questions within your assessment that maybe have more than one answer, like a short answer response or even a short essay. So you may not want students to be able to see their score right away simply because you have to go in and look at their answers to decide if what they've responded with is correct. You can also choose, if you do choose the immediately after submission, you can choose whether or not students can see the missed questions, whether they can see the correct answers or not, and the point value that is given for each question within your assessment. So once you've made your selections, you're going to go ahead and press save. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it immediately after submission for now, and I'm going to click save. So now when you go in to a specific question, if you click on it, now you'll see that there is the option to add an answer key for each particular question. So I'm going to click on that and I can choose which one is the correct answer. So this one is the spinning of the Earth on its axis is rotation. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to mark that as the correct answer. I can give it a point value if I want. And then I'm going to click done if that's all set to go. The other thing that you can add is a feedback for each particular answer. So let's say that this is more of an informal assessment that you're giving your students and you want to be able to provide feedback. If they get it right, you can just say something like great job. If they get it wrong, maybe you want to send them to a YouTube video for them to watch to review the content, or another game or activity that will help them to relearn that information. And that's where you can use this feedback option. So for incorrect answers, you can explain a little bit more if you want here about the question, and then you can either send them to a link if you want to send them to maybe another Google assignment or a website, or this little video icon, you can send them to a YouTube video to help them relearn the content. You can also choose what you want it to say for correct answer. Again, you could say something like great job and just leave it at that. But if you do want to provide them even more assistance, especially if they are doing this on their own at home or whatever, you can give them some more information here. And then you would click save, and then when the student receives their score, when they go through all of their answers, they'll be able to click right on that to see more information. So I'm going to leave it like that for now. Then you're going to go through and do that for every single question. You're going to give it the answer, and then once students go through the assessment, at the very end, it will give them their score right away, along with any additional videos or activities that you want them to complete, and it will give them their score. You do also likely want them to have each question required, so make sure that this slider is over so that it does require the students to answer the question, and then it won't allow them to move on in the assessment if they have not answered that question yet. One last thing that I'd like to point out is if you do have a type of question that requires a student to type in a word, you will want to give two different answers. So if I click on answer, and the answer to the first one is they're using this word bank up here. So let's say that the first answer is heat. I want to make sure that I put heat as a lowercase heat as well as an uppercase heat, so that if a student does either capitalize or doesn't capitalize, as long as they have the word heat, they will be answered as correct. So make sure that's just something to keep in mind, that when you have students typing in a word, that you include both a capital version of it and a lowercase version of it.